Yo, welcome back to my channel. Listen, as always, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're back. Listen, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And please be sure to hit that bell notification so that way you can be notified anytime I upload. Let's get into it. I'm doing a 5-day fruits and veggie fast. And so this is like day 2. So this is like my morning smoothie. I think I got like spinach, cucumbers, pineapples, celery, and blueberry in here, and it's good. It doesn't taste bad at all. I'm mostly doing it for, so I can lean out. I'm about to hit the gym after this probably, and I might go for a walk by the river, but and also I'm doing it for spiritual reasons. Yeah, so that's why you see me on camera drinking the smoothie. All right, but let's get into today's video. So as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be talking about how you can have a good rest of your summer. Happy August. I was going to try to film this and upload this on August 1, but it just didn't happen that way, and that's okay. So the reason why I wanted to come on here and talk about how you can save your summer is because, man, listen, July was crazy for me. And if you haven't watched my latest video talking about my life update, then you probably want to go watch that before you continue on this video. I wanted to film this video because back in May, and if you don't know, as I stated in a couple other videos, I am a local singer-songwriter, right? And so I had to go do a photo shoot for a couple flyers that I had to put out for events. And so I literally, this was back in May, I'm literally walking into the mall, and I go to one of my favorite stores, Express Men. And so I go in there and, I get what I needed, and I go get something to eat, and I'm coming out the mall, headed to my car. As soon as I come out the mall, it was like this older guy. He was, I don't know what nationality or what race he was or anything like that, but all I know he did not look like me, right? But he was this older guy. He was, as I was coming out, he was coming in, and he was looking at me, and we kind of looked at each other. And I was like, did the nod, like, hello. And then I kept going. He was like, wait a minute. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, I can just look at you and tell that you are a good person. You help a lot of people, and you have a big heart. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. And he was like, also, I have to tell you that July is going to be a good month for you. He was like, in July, you are going to receive some big news. In July is going to be a good month. You're going to make a big announcement, right? And I was like, okay, thank you. And if you know anything about church and something like this happens and it resonates, the first thing I usually say is, I received that, So I'm like, thank you, I received that. I'm trying to get to my car. And he was like, wait a minute. He was like, I am a psychic. And I was like, oh, Lord. No. So I'm like, immediately I'm like, no, thank you. Now, I'm going to be honest because I am going to say something that I know people are going to be like, you are dumb. So this man was just like, I was trying to get to my car, and I'm like, yo, I gotta go. And this man literally talked me into paying him I think it was like $175. I know. I don't know how that happened. I was just like, okay, wait a minute, what just happened here? And he was like, yeah. So, and the only reason I did it was because I was like, yo, I got to go. I was hoodwinked and swindled, and it was 100% my ignorance and my fault, right? So anyway, so then he started telling me to name a color, and I named a color, and then he wrote the color down before I even said it, and it was the color that I said. And then I'm just sitting there like, oh, how do I get out of this? And then he starts saying, name a certain flower, and then he wrote a flower there, and I said that flower, and he just was like this, and then he turned the paper over, and it was the flower that I said. It was all these tricks and gimmicks. I'm like, sir, you just hoodwinked and swindled 100. I think it was like $170, probably 138, probably was like $130, however much it was. I didn't need to give him nothing, right? Anyway, so he just kept saying July is going to be a big month for you. Like, you're going to have good news. Now I go to my car, and if you're on my TikTok, you know that I made a video about this, and I didn't include this in the video, but on the video on TikTok, I talk about how we just, as Christians, because that is my stance, you know, as Christians, we just got to be careful, you know, and it's not even so much of the money part. I mean, that too, you know, don't be dumb out here, you know what I'm saying? But just from a spiritual aspect, like, we do have to be careful about be careful of the people that we allow to, you know, speak over us and speak over our lives. You know, I don't believe in psychics. I'm sorry. I 100% believe in Jesus Christ. And if there was a message that God wanted to give me, I feel like there are other avenues and other true vessels of Christ that he can get it through. But nevertheless, whatever. So that was back in May, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. It has been kind of a roller coaster lately. And my first thought was, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to see if this is true. You know, I'm going to see if when July comes around, I'm going to see if there's going to be a big announcement, or if there's going to be a big thing that some really, really good news that I need to announce. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see. And if that man is right, I don't know. Maybe I can try to convince him to come to Jesus. I don't know. But I did have that thought like, I'm going to see, you know. But with all that being said, let me just go ahead and say the man was wrong, which is why I wanted to come on here and make this video. The man was wrong. July was nothing short of bad news. Of the opposite. It was nothing short of the opposite of good news. Like I said, if you have watched my last video where I talk about my life update and how I am, you know, I'm looking for work. You know, I'm looking for work. I'm also trying to balance, you know, being an entrepreneur of my talent, of myself, you know, with gigs and with music and all of that, and with content creation and all of that. On top of all of that, July comes around. And it comes in swinging. On July 4th, which is 4th of July, you know, a lot of families are known to have big cookouts. And what's funny about it is my family every year, like, we have a big family cookout. Like, we always have a big family cookout for 4th of July. And I think a big highlight for me is the fact that I have an older sister who lives in Atlanta, and her and my nephew, because I have a nephew that is my age. I think he's like 1 year older than me, and he have 2 kids. So every year for the 4th of July, my sister comes often anyway, like, she's always here. But something about the 4th of July, seeing my nephew and his 2 kids every year for the cookout, it just always feels good. You know what I'm saying? So that's been happening every year. But this year, because my sister was, you know, doing her big one, as she always do, she was overseas and she was vacationing overseas. She couldn't come this year. And so I found out that was the reason why our family was like, well, you know, we don't really have to, you know, do a cookout this year, right? So for me, I was cool with that. I had a trip planned to Atlanta. So in all honesty, you know what I was planning to do? I was planning to get up that morning, practice some music, apply for some jobs, and I had all intents and purposes to hit the gym before it closed early that day, and I was going to Uber my life away because I need some cash. And I was just like, I'm fine, no cookout. I can stop and get something to eat. No, matter of fact, I had meal prep. I had got up that morning and I had meal prepped, and I was just like, you know, it's cool. I mean, don't even feel like 4th of July. It is what it is. I'm about to go on vacation in a couple of days. I'm out here trying to get extra money. We all good. And I get up that morning, I put on my breakfast, as I do often, which is 2 boiled eggs and some oatmeal. And I'm sitting down before I hit the road outside. And all of a sudden, my sister calls me, and I get a call, and this person is calling me like an unknown number, like 4 or 5 times. It was like 9 o'clock that morning. I'm like, who is this number? So I wasn't answering. And so they called back again, and I finally answered, and it was my sister. And when I answered the phone, I was like, hey, sorry, I didn't know it was you. And she was just like, she just cut straight to the chase. She was like, when you get up and get dressed, come over our aunt's house immediately. our cousin just passed. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, come over immediately. Our cousin just passed away unexpectedly. And we get off the phone. And I'm just in shock. I'm just in shock. Like, what? What? Just for some context, I was raised by my aunt. So I was raised by my aunt. And my aunt raised me and my sister, but she also had two grown sons that's like in their 50s, you know? So she raised her kids and then she started all over with me and my sister. So it was kind of like the perspective and the relationship aspect of her two sons being our older siblings. So it wasn't just like, oh, that's just our cousin, our distant cousin who just, you know, we see once a year at the family reunion. No, like this was like one of me and my sister's siblings, because our aunt who raised us, this is her son, you know? So immediately I'm just like, at first I was kind of like, I don't even know what to feel. I don't even know what to think. Like my mind was just like, this is happening. And the reason why it was so shocking to me is because you know how you're on social media and you hear about death and you hear about somebody family is, you know, somebody's family having a funeral down the way, and you driving and you ride past the funeral home and the parking lot of school, and you're like, oh, somebody's having a funeral. Or you just, you know, you kind of not so much that you're heartless, but you're kind of like numb to everybody else. If it's not your family, you're like, oh, so sorry for your loss, and you keep on moving. But when it happens to you and when it happens to your family, you're like, what in the world? And the reason why I say that is because my family, my immediate family, we have not had to bury anybody, or we have not had to experience death since 2008 when my mom passed. So that was really the last time that my family have had my immediate family has had to bury somebody and go through this whole grieving process. So it was just like, my family is really going through this right now. And so immediately, make a long story short, I get in my car and I go to my aunt's house, and I was so nervous because I was like, I don't even know, what do you say? Like, it was just like, because I was just like seeing my aunt cry over her firstborn son. It just broke my heart. And my aunt is a strong Black woman, always have been. She's the backbone of our immediate family. And just to see her break down, I was just like, it was crazy to see his brother, my older cousin, my other cousin. He was just broken because he said they was just together 3 days before that, hanging out, and he passed away unexpectedly. So I say all that to say, July have been filled with nothing but grief, nothing but tears, nothing but heartfelt and heavy memories for my family. July have been crazy. One thing I will say is that it brought my family together. It brought my family together. You know how it is. When somebody dies in your family, you start either at the funeral or at the house, you start to see people you haven't seen in years. And his kids, my cousins, growing up, we were like close, you know what I'm saying? Like we were close. And you know how you have those cousins, like as you get older, as you become adults, you really don't talk to them as much. But that has been the light at the end of this tunnel. His wife, we have been there for his wife, but my cousins, just seeing them and just reconnecting with them, that has been the light at the end of the tunnel. But I mean, I have cried randomly so many times because I just still cannot wrap my head around, like, wow, my family, we had a small cookout for Mother's Day and he was there. You know what I'm saying? We hugged, we talked, you know what I'm saying? He was just there. And it was just, it just was mind-boggling. It was mind-boggling. So July went by quick as I don't know what for me. because the whole month from the 4th on was filled with grieving and grief. And it was just like, women, what happened? What else happened in July? You know what I'm saying? That's how it was for me. I feel like I was just like, you know what? With all of that happening, you know, I need to save my summer. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my summer to be filled only with grieving, only with sadness. And I was just like, maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not the only one. If you are like me, where you're out here, you know, in the field looking for, you know, work, or you're going through a divorce, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with death or something, like you feel like, man, this summer ain't nothing like I planned it. This video is for you. This video is for you. And so I was just like, you know what I'm saying? It's August. It's a new month. After a while, the temperature going to switch and people going to be talking about, you know, pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and, you know, fall and autumn. So I was like, before we do that, I want to save my summer. You know what I'm saying? I want to have at least a couple good memories and good feelings from summer 23. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're like me, keep watching. And here are 5 things. Here, I think this is 5, maybe more, but here are 5 things that I feel like you and I can do to have a good rest of our summer. These are things, it's not going to be very specific, like go to a movie, go to a wine tasting. It's not going to be very specific, but these are going to be overviews. And just from the overview ideas that I give you, you can also, you know, fill in the blanks and become very specific to how you want to experience these things. You ready? All right, let's go. All right. So number 1, the first way that you can have the rest of a memorable summer is, number 1, I would say make a playlist. Yes, make a summer playlist. It is not too late. It is not too late. Make a playlist. I say make a playlist, but if you're like me, I say make several playlists. Make several playlists. You know what? What has been a natural pleasure for me, and I don't know if this is too much information, but what has been a natural pleasure for me is the fact, and it's very, very relaxing, is I have like my Bluetooth speaker. It is the fact that I can hop in the shower after a workout or any time of the day, and it just be me in my house, me in my apartment, and I have my Bluetooth speaker in the bathroom, and I'm just playing chill vibe music. I don't know what it is, but that has brought me so much satisfaction. I might do that today after work. Like what I'll do. I might do it today after gym is what I'm trying to say. Is I'll bring my Bluetooth speaker and just, you know, make a playlist of the songs I wanted to play, and I'm just in the shower and I take my time. I don't rush like I'm trying to go somewhere. And it brings me so much relaxation. So you can make a playlist for that. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I get out the shower and then I do I wash my hair, you know, I do my skincare routine, and then I, you know, brush my teeth. You know, you do all of the self-care routine, and you just take your time spending it on you while you have some good, calm, chill vibes in the background. Man, ain't nothing like it. Especially as a single guy where you ain't got nobody in here getting on your nerves, ain't nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, create a playlist for the car. Create a playlist for the gym. Like there are certain things, like you may have certain vibes, like create a playlist for the car. You know, especially when it's late at night and you just driving around the city, you want to have a playlist on deck, you know, to create that vibe. So there's hey, and it may not be a big thing, but to me, like music is the soundtrack of life, especially me being a musician. Like ain't nothing like a good soundtrack in the background while you doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, create a summer playlist of some good summer tunes and summer songs. All right. So number 2, I would say plan a quick one-day trip. Plan a quick one-day trip. Now, this is something that I actually have already done. It's what's crazy is the week that my cousin passed, I had already had a trip planned to Atlanta. It was my friend's 30th birthday. Actually, him and his girl both turned 30 recently. And so I went to go spend some time with them. So I asked my sister, I was like, do you think I still should go? She was like, yes. She was like, it's only one day. You're fine. Go. And so this was like 5 days later. I went to Atlanta for one day. And let me tell you, I had a time. And if you're like me, man, it's summer and you are bombarded by social media, on social media with just everybody, being across the country or they're in Miami or they're, living it up in Las Vegas. You are bombarded with everybody on these lavish trips. There was a girl literally just posted last night and she's in London right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, if you're like me, you're like seeing everybody live their life, their own cruises and doing all of that. But listen, you don't have to do that. And if you can't do that, listen, you still have to know that that is okay. That is okay. You don't have to go to some crazy location and spend a bunch of money. I already told you my situation. So this time last year, like I had went to Las Vegas and I think I spent like close to $2,000. I think I was there for like in Las Vegas for 3 days. I had went to the John Legend residency. If you know me, then you know I love John Legend. But I think I spent close to $2,000, probably even more than that. And then I turned around. I went to New York City, which is one of my favorite cities, to see PJ Morton, who was like one of my favorite artists. He was in New York City. I spent like probably over $1,000. I think I was there for 2 days. I think I was there for 3 days as well. But this year I could not do that. Like in this position right now, I just cannot do that. I cannot afford to throw away money like that or book a vacation like that. So I went to Atlanta for a day. You know what I'm saying? I went to Atlanta. And I literally Googled like how much money would the average person on a budget spend on vacation a day? And the answer was $100. I said, hot diggity dog, I can do that. $100 in Atlanta for one day, I can do that. Of course, I spent more. But I was like, cool. I was like, we can do that. And I'm like, $100, I can do that. So I went to Atlanta, saw my friend. We went to brunch. It was my friend's birthday. We turned up. I had tried Pascal's, which is my new favorite soul food restaurant. I'm literally thinking about going back to Atlanta just for Pascal's. I kid you not. But anyway, I did that and it was like a really good time. And I flew back home, literally flew back home, left the airport, went straight to my family's house. And it's so funny because we did a balloon release for my cousin who passed a couple of days ago. And I had like 3 of my other family members like, so what trip are you taking next? Where are you going next? What's your next adventures? Listen, my family, they think I am a world traveler. They really do. Listen, they're always like, you're always traveling. You're always doing something. But anyway, you do not need to go to some lavish location or, far away just to say that you are on vacation. Listen, wherever you are, Google the town that's next to you, somewhere that's at least 2 hours away, an hour away, and just drive. Just go for a drive. Literally, earlier this year, I had plans to go to Columbus, Ohio. So Columbus, Ohio is not very far from me. It's like probably about a 2-hour drive. And I had plans to go there to go to the shopping store, Zara. I really like Zara. We don't have one here. The last time I went to an in-person Zara store was when I was in New York. And so I wanted to go. So I was, thinking about, going to driving there for 2 hours, picking up a couple of things or just looking and then going to a nice restaurant in Columbus and then driving back, a short trip, you know what I'm saying? And so, once things get better, I'm thinking about doing that for fall. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be crazy, but it just has to be fun and it just has to be your experience. So do not get distracted by all these people that are in London and Barbados and I don't know, Jamaica, China, Miami, New York, Idaho. I don't know. Don't be distracted by all that. Just take a short one-day trip and clear your mind and take that playlist with you. You know what I'm saying? All right. So number 3, a way to make the rest of your summer memorable is I highly suggest having a picnic with a friend, having a picnic date. Now, let me just say this. I'm not going to lie. First, I was just like, do men go on picnics like by themselves? I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard a man say, I'm going to picnic, but if I have to be the first, I might be the first. But there was a recent thing on TikTok where I think these like 5 black men, to be honest, I don't know if they were straight or gay. I really don't know. But I'm assuming that they were straight from the conversation. But I really don't know. But there was a group of black men that went on a picnic together, and they were in the grass and they had their shoes off, and the picture went viral, and people were just saying how that wasn't very masculine, and what happened to men just playing ball, and men shouldn't do this, and it was just like this big conversation. And I really didn't look too much into it because I don't know if I was that interested in the conversation, but I really didn't look too much into it. But what I will say is I don't know if, I highly doubt, give me one moment. Hello? So me personally, I don't think I would ever call one of my homeboys and be like, hey, yo, let's go have a picnic in the grass. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I ever will. But if one of my lady friends, like my friend Destiny or my friend Star, if one of them was ever to hit me up and like, yo, let's go have a picnic outside, I'm gonna be like, let's go do it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have hard feelings about it. All I know is that I want to have a picnic. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? I don't have too many hard feelings about it. But I will say, I think that you and I should definitely experience a outside picnic before the summer is over. I know I'm going to. I'm definitely going to. You can judge me all you want. I don't know. All I know is that this summer I'm going to take a good cold cut sandwich that I make, and some of my favorite fruit, which are grapes, and a good bag of chips, and a good cold glass of a drink or bottle of a drink, and I'm going by the river and laying out in the grass with a blanket that I done bought from Amazon, and I'm gonna lay out in nature. That's all I know. That is all I know. And I'm gonna have me a good time. And you can judge me on the internet if you want. I don't even care. But it's just something about, for me, being outside with the view. Something about being out in nature. One of my favorite things to do. I love walking by the river. I really love it. I really love it. I love it. So to actually be out in nature and to enjoy some good food on a good sunny day, what's wrong with that? I think you should definitely do that before the end of the summer. I definitely think you should do that. And tag a friend, grab a friend. If you have a significant other, take them too. So yeah. All right. So I definitely lost count. So I'm not even gonna say the number, but the next thing I think that you should do to make your summer memorable for you is accept or extend an invitation. Yes, accept or extend an invitation. Let's start with the accept. I think you should accept an invitation. Now, if you're like me, a lot of times you're introverted. If you're like me, then you are very introverted and you're very selective about who you hang out with. And one thing I will say is a lot of good experiences are unexpected. A lot of good experiences are unexpected. Have you ever been chilling yo, this weekend I'm about to be chilling. I'm about to be in the house. I'm about to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to be watching my show. And then 8 o'clock on a Saturday rolls around. And your friend is like, yo, what you doing? You like, oh, I'm chilling. You like, no, come out with me tonight. You like, no, I really don't want to go. No, come out with me tonight. No, I really don't want to go. And then you and your friend go to that party and it just be lit and your whole night is just turned upside down. And you like, yo, that was the best decision I ever made in the last 24 hours. Has that ever happened to you? You know what I'm saying? So I say accept an invitation. I'm not saying every time somebody asks you to go out for the rest of the summer, you got to be like, I'm gone. But maybe somebody reaches out to you and say, hey, come to this birthday party with me. Hey, let's go see this show. Hey, let's go see this live band. Hey, let's go. And you're like, and you always say no. Then maybe this time, at least one time, try saying yes. Try saying yes. If somebody invites you somewhere like, hey, try saying yes. So earlier this summer, one of my ex-coworkers, he's really big into kickball. That is his thing. You know what I'm saying? That is his sport. That is his thing. He had sent me an invitation to come to, for his birthday. He was having this huge kickball party. So he had sent me an invitation to come to this kickball party. And when I got the invitation, I told one of my friends, I was like, do you think I should go? Because let me tell you something. Y'all don't know this about me, but I don't know a thing or two about sports. Sports is not my thing. I don't know a thing or two about kickball. Listen, when I got the invitation, I thought he was asking me to come and sing a national anthem or something. I'm like, I don't know what this invitation is for. Listen, I don't know a thing about kickball. And so I actually went and I was like, let me go. I'm going to go. I'm just going to go and see what happens. So I actually went to the game, and my friend, he was happy to see me. And I said, listen, I know them folks was happy when I left. No, I'm joking. But I actually went, and my friend was happy to see me. When I got there, I told him, I said, listen, I raised my hand. I said, listen, can we get some rules? Can we get a tutorial? Do I need to get on the TikTok and look up a tutorial about how you play kickball? You know what I'm saying? And there were other people there too that was asking the same thing. Like, what do we do? What base do we go to? But it turned out to be a really good time. People were supportive. Like, I mean, we was talking smack. It was just a good time. Like I said, it was for my ex-coworker's birthday. And, you know, we hadn't seen each other in a while, so it was just a good experience. I was glad that I accepted the invitation. Now, I might not go next week if he asks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to join no league if they have one. But for that particular day, it was a good time. And I'm saying for the rest of the summer, that can be you. That can be you. I know how it is because I'm the type of person where I like things planned. So I'm one of those people that's not going to be like, you know, I'm going out tonight. Like, I'm the type of person, if I'm going out and I'm turning up, you better believe that's already planned 2 weeks ago. Like, next week on the 17th, I'm going out. But this weekend, I'm chilling. And it's like, I'm one of those type of people too. So on the spot things, you know, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But before the summer is out, I want you to accept an invitation. Now, on the flip side, I want you to accept an invitation, but I also want you to extend an invitation. Yes. Before the summer is out, I want you to be the one to extend an invitation. If you're also like me and you're one of those type people that's like, I don't have a lot of friends. If you follow me on TikTok, which you really should, it's really annoying that you don't follow me on TikTok or Instagram. It really is. But anyway, but if you follow me on TikTok, I had kind of made a video some time ago where I had opened up about the fact that I feel like I don't have active friends. And what I mean by that, like, I feel like I have friends. Like, I feel like there are people in my life. Like, I have people around me that if I wanted to harm myself or if I was just down bad, you know, there are people that I can call that can, you know, talk me out of anything, or that can lift my spirits, or that can, you know, like, I have a friend that's a musician. I went to high school with him, but all we ever do is talk about church and musicianship. You know, musicianship. We talk about music. You know, we would never be the type to like link up and hang out. Like, I feel like I am at that point in my life where I really want to turn up crew. And I've said this in the previous video before about brotherhood and friendship. Like, I really want to turn up crew. Like, I really want friends that's like, yo, Marcus, Saturday, where you at this weekend? Let's kick it. I don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like me, and if that is your reality where you feel like you don't have active friends, people to go do stuff with, because there are many events I see come down my time. I'm like, man, I would love to go there. I would love to go to this day party. I would love to go to this live music event. I would love to. But I feel like I don't have nobody to do it with. I want you to step outside of your comfort zone, and I want you to extend an invitation to somebody. What? Yes. Whether it's an old friend, an old coworker, whether it's somebody on your Instagram that y'all kind of DM back and forth, you know, here and there, like, you know, platonically, if that's a word, you know, not even on a romantic sense, but let's just say if somebody that is a person that always responds to your story and you always respond to their story, reach out to them. Reach out to them like, yo, let's go kick it. Or, yo, hey, let's go to this. Extend an invitation. Text somebody and say, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Let's grab a drink. Or, hey, come to my church's voluntary event with me. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be the one to extend an invitation before the summer is out. Before the summer is out. And also, if you are a person that's like, I don't like to do that directly. I don't like to do that directly. Here's the thing that I also do that's indirect. I do it a lot. So what I'll do is I'll post on my story and I'll make a Facebook status. Yo, anybody want to grab coffee? And of course you just don't want anybody, but you know, a whole lot of it'd be the people that you'd be like, oh, please don't see this. You know, they respond, I'm free, where you at? You know what I'm saying? Or just post on your story. My friend Destiny made a good point one day. She was like, this is what you should do. Because I was trying to get somebody to come have drinks with me one day. She was like, get a really nice image of two people having drinks. And then on top of that image on your Instagram story, post, anybody want to have drinks with me that night? So they get the image of the type of vibe that you're trying to go for the night. And I was like, yeah, that's really good. So from time to time, I do that. So I want you to do the same. I want you to extend an invitation, and I want you to accept one as well before the summer's out. I'm not talking about next year. So let's get on it. All right. So now that before the summer is out, you are going to accept an invitation and you're also going to extend the invitation. I want you to take a step further and I want you to ask somebody out. Yep. Before the summer is out, if there is somebody that you've been having your eye on, you be on their Instagram, you see them at work in the break room, but don't do that. You see them in your neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? You like, man, and this has been since May, this has been since June, July has gone and passed, now it's August. I want you to step up and I want you to ask that person out. Specifically for my guys, specifically for my brothers. There's a chick that you like, man, I see, I want you to ask her. I want you to hop in that inbox. Now, if you're a woman, I'm not mad if you do this. If you're a woman, I'm not mad if hey, ask a guy. You can do that too. But I want you to ask your date out before summer. It is still time for y'all to have that picnic date. You know what I'm saying? Go well, you know what I'm saying? It is still enough time for when the weather is nice. Y'all can go walk in the park. Y'all can do outside activity. Listen, before the summer is out, I want you to step up and I want you to ask your date out. Because this is going to be memorable for you. Just picture it. The summer is over and your best memory from the summer is that you met your bae. You met your boo. You met the person that you really like and you really vibe with. Now y'all sliding into fall and y'all head into the holiday season. Come on. All because you made the first move. And now summer 23 has turned around and has now become your best memory of the year is that you met your person. But I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy and I'm just a hopeless and a hopeful romantic. I don't know. But anyway, y'all want to do that. All right, so those are the 5 things that I have. Some honorable mentions that I feel like I don't need to elaborate on is before the summer is out, I really want you to assess your faith, your finances, and your fitness. I want you to assess your faith. A lot of times during the summer, we can get so distracted by, who outside and, what event we going to and what vacation we on that we kind of put God on the back burner. We do. I have done it. You have done it. We all have done it. But even though it's summer, it is no excuse to not lean in on your relationship with God. And you might want to go on a fast. You might want to, go back to church. But I really want you to assess your relationship with God before the summer is out. It's so funny because I am a church musician and, with, being out here and having that as, a source of income, I've gotten kind of used to going to church and seeing them as gigs, like I'll be at a gig on Friday and Saturday, then Sunday morning is just another gig. And so this past Sunday, I had to play for a church that I used to play for years ago. And, I played for them and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna get to church early. And I got to church early and I just, before I set up my the keyboard and everything and wrapped up with the musicians or whatever, I just got on the altar and I just started praying. I just poured my heart out to God an hour before service. And the pastor's wife, she just came and laid her hands and started praying over me. I was just like, I just need personal time. And yes, I could have did that at home. Yes, I could have did it in my car. But there's nothing like being among like-minded people that's there for the same reason. So assess your faith. Assess your relationship with God before the end of the summer. Number 2, assess your fitness. Listen, if you follow me on TikTok, you follow me on Instagram, I've been hitting it and going in the gym. You know what I'm saying? If you follow me on those social media sites, I've been doing a whole lot of gym content. I'm about to start doing a whole lot more content as it relates to fitness, especially for my guys that are up under 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Because I really want us to be confident, and women, you too. I really want us to be in our best, to present ourselves in the best way possible. Listen, it is summer. Everybody got their thighs out. They got their legs out. They showing everything. And you at the beach covered up. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it is not too late to start your fitness journey. Yes, it is summer. It's the middle of summer. but it is not too late to start your fitness journey. I'm telling you, I will be proud of you. People will be proud of you, but you will be proud of you. Start your fitness journey before the summer ends. Hit up a gym. Go walk on a treadmill. Walk outside every day for 30 minutes. It's not too late. Watch what you eat. Go on a fast. Meal prep. Do all that. Number 3, I want you to assess your finances before the end of the summer. You know, we're kind of getting into that back to school season and I always love that season because it's such a resetting of the mind season. It's such a resetting of the mind season. It's such a season where we draw, you know, remember when you were kids and you were going back to school, you draw yourself in, you start going to bed early by the time August came around, you know, so you can practice. I want you, as an adult, I want you to do the same. I want you to jump ahead of that season. It's now August. And I want you to maybe start looking up videos that talk about financing, to talk about finances, investing and savings and all of that stuff. And, you know, I just really want us to practice financial literacy. But before we can practice that, I want us to get the actual knowledge of it. So start, you know, assessing your finances and seeing where you can spend less, seeing what you want your financial vision and goals to be. And, you know, I want you to think about that because we about to be in 2024, but I want us all to get a head start. Yo, that is all I got for y'all. That is all I got for y'all. And I appreciate you for watching this video. And yo, I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.